Hey guys, Michael here. Here today to talk about some of the gear I used on my Utah trip, what worked for me, what didn't work for me, and speaking to a little bit about the footwear. I learned about Keen footwear. That's Keen. I'd heard the name thrown around, but it wasn't until I went to a collaborative um, evening out with Keen and Thirsty Dog Brewing Company at Cuyahoga Valley Park this summer that I learned a lot more about their shoes and bought my first pair. So you can see behind me, this is the Keen Coven. I found it on REI's website. Their clearance section is called the REI Garage. Typically, if you join as a member and get their emails, not only are you going to have access to the best prices on REI, and you'll get notified of different things like different sales. For example, REI will have an item like this in their garage, and you can see these shoes are originally $110. I got them for $76, and then they might send me an email promotion. Hey, today only, we'll offer you one item in the regular portion of our website for 25% off, and we'll give you at the same time 50% off a garage item. So you could have a deal like this where you're already saving a considerable amount of money on these shoes and then get half off of that depending on what promotion they like to run. The Covens are a great overall shoe. This really sold me on Keen. The Coven is just a very comfortable shoe. Before I got another pair of Keens, I wore these practically every day, whether I was hiking, out doing something in the world, or just at work. If you're on your feet a lot during the day, great shoe for that. Additionally, I should speak to REI's return policy, which is another thing that makes them a very unique store. You can return pretty much whatever you buy within reason. REI wants you 100% satisfied with any one of your purchases. They're not going to cover ordinary wear and tear caused by damage or general negligence, but if a product such as these shoes is touted as waterproof or one thing or another in its line of performance and you feel it doesn't hold up, they're going to let you return the item to the store for a replacement or a refund. And I would reference their return policy to get all the specifics of that, but then you'll find when you go to one of their member sales, you'll see a lot of used items. Some things like used shoes, not really an attractive thing for me that I'd want to buy used shoes, but whatever floats your boat. Some folks are probably willing to buy used shoes and other things that are a little bit too personal for me to want to wear after somebody else wore them. But, for example, somebody might buy a jacket and decide it's not waterproof enough for them, and then they return it, and then you happen to go to the sale and you just want a decent jacket and you're not probably going to put it to the test with waterproofing, and you're getting a great deal. So after I bought the Covens, the next Keen purchase I made, I bought two pairs at once, and I love both of these shoes. These are the shoes I wore in Utah. This is the Keen Detroit mid-work boot. They also make a full length. This is just basically an ankle length. These were originally $155. I earned a $15.50 dividend on them and paid $123. They're also steel-toed. These protected my feet really well. They're touted as waterproof. My feet never got wet except for sweating when I was walking miles and miles and miles. As far as trudging through water, no complaints here, no desire to return them. Definitely a sensible purchase. The other Keens, the last Keens I have that are almost my everyday shoes now, originally $97, originally $140, marked down to $97, and then I got a percentage off of that, is the Keen Logan. The Keen Logan is a waterproof shoe. Again, even more comfortable than the Covens. Love this shoe, no complaints about it. I could wear these all day, every day, and be perfectly comfortable. The next item I would speak to is the REI Park Service Traverse 28 pack. This is what you saw me wearing in Utah. This is my first technical backpack. Love it a lot. Lots of straps all over it. This is no longer being sold. This was a commemorative 2016 centennial item that REI sold to support the Park Service. This originally was about $120. It last sold for right around $100, and again is unfortunately no longer available. But I'll show you a bit about this pack. You have a grip handle on the back. You've got cinch straps. You've got, which the straps alone, as I talked about earlier, I have my scuba mount for my GoPro on. You've got an upper clip, the waist clip, which has 2 little pockets. And also, don't fret, if you like this pack and you're interested, REI makes the Traverse in several different sizes, just not in the olive color. Again, here you can see my bear bell, which I'm not sure if this really works against bears. Backpacker Magazine doesn't really come to a consensus in some of the research that's been done. But if you choose to buy a bear bell, it's good to have one with a magnet in the bag so that you can take the bag off, it jingles, you put the back on, you can see there's a magnet in the bottom of the bag which grabs the bell and suppresses some of the jingling. The Traverse has also got 2 side pockets, which is good to stick your camera in. You can reach back easily, pull it out without having to take your pack off. Several loops for things like carabiners, or you have a trekking pole loop here. You have an upper pouch, which right now I have my my compressible pillow, camping pillow in that I used on the airplane coming home. And then if you open the bag, I disassembled my water bladder. I have a 3-liter platypus water bladder that fits the Traverse very well. There's a little opening in the back of the pack right in here to get through, and a little hook. It was pretty much made for the platypus. This loop on the top of the pack fits right into that hook and keeps it in place for you while you're using it. There's a clip to adjust the position of the tube once it's in your pack, and then you have on the platypus, which I have 2 of these water bladders, you have a twist function which turns the water off, turns it back on, and then still a bite to get the water to flow. What's cool about platypus is, just like a Ziploc bag, this slides off. You can open it like a giant Ziploc bag, fill it, but even better, you can get in there and clean it, which a lot of these have a lot of water bladders have a small diameter, screw-off fitting that you can't clean the bag real well, which then it gets kind of nasty after, hiking out in the warmer weather. I'll show you my older one and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So here's the water bladder pocket. There's an additional pocket here, and then my yak tracks. You can get these at most park stores that involve hiking in the winter weather. You can also get these are ice picks for ice fishing, which I never used when I went out west, but the idea is, and this could be dangerous hiking, it's more for standing stationary and fishing. If the ice were to break, you have these on a cord around your neck. You simply grab the picks and stab into the side of the ice to keep yourself from falling into the cold water. My idea was, if I was hiking on a trail that I slipped, I would have been more prone to wear these and have them out if they had, some of these have rubber covers so that you're not going to stab yourself if you tripped and fall. Having exposed tips on these while hiking with a potential slip and fall just seemed like a really bad idea, so I didn't end up using them and left them in the car. I'm a really big fan of adventure medical kits and Survive Outdoors longer kits. This is the Survival Medic pack, which has an emergency blanket, a fire striker, fire starter, a whistle, a compass, some duct tape, survival instructions, some medical supplies, all in one little bag. Great little pack. And this is kind of a novelty bag I got at Trail Mix in Peninsula in Cuyahoga Valley Park. Just kind of funny. A first aid bag noting some kind of ridiculous items that you may have in it, of which I have none. I have a finger splint, some compression bandages, a blood stopper bandage, some gloves, Band-Aids, and a CPR mask. Consider when you're packing your first aid equipment. I'm a first aid instructor, so I tend to talk about this a lot, but think about what's practical for where you are and what you're likely to need. Are you going to be more likely to be helping someone else or yourself, and what kind of injuries might you sustain while you're in that environment and while you're hiking? So in addition to what I've shown you here, that was most of what I had in Utah, in addition to my camera equipment, my full water bladder, and trail snacks. Always have snacks, whether you need to for a medical reason or you're just the average Joe. You get out in the wilderness, you get hungry, you start depleting yourself of energy from exerting yourself. Anyone serious about hiking should consider having a set of trekking poles. I'm a big. These rubber feet come off and expose a sharper tip. So again, if you're traveling, you're not going to be able to take these on an airplane because of the point, but you could check them. They have a good, comfortable cork handle with straps that are adjustable. They also have ski pole bottom attachments for deeper snow. These retail on Amazon for about $34. Just day pack for hiking locally was the Alps Outdoors or Alps Mountaineering bag. I'm a big fan of their tents. I found this bag on Amazon under warehouse deals. It was less than $40. This has a smaller water bladder, and I'll show you why I don't like this anymore. This is why. So this screw-off type of opening to fill it, very difficult to clean unless you're using like one of those baby brushes, which even still, it just isn't going to get this as clean as it should. You know, how you care for your stuff is up to you. I like to keep all my stuff clean, bacteria-free. This just was not doing it for me. It does have the mesh backing that my Traverse pack has, which if you're going to spend any time out on a trail, makes it a lot more comfortable. Even more so is a firm, rigid backing that kind of pushes it away from your back with this mesh wicking. This does not have that firmer support, and this is just a pull forward and suck a little bit and the water flows. I keep sunscreen and bug spray in all of my, in whatever day pack I'm wandering around with, especially in the warmer weather. And here I have some compression bandages, some trail snacks, basic first aid CPR mask, a set of mechanics gloves, which are typically for working in your shop. I like them for the trail as well. I have several pairs of them, so they take care of what I need to. This pack also has a little pouch. Sometimes I would carry rope in here. And then I've got a slew of first aid supplies, more geared towards day hiking. So I've talked about the Traverse from REI. I've talked about my Alps bag, which is now not something I'm going to be using a whole lot anymore. Next is the just my general backpack. I could hike with this. I don't. I use this when I travel for business. It's just big enough to get a laptop and a change of clothes when I have to go travel on business and stay overnight. This is the Mountainsmith Divide pack. I like Mountainsmith a lot. Their stuff's really durable. This pack with heavy abuse would probably last you like 10 years. This also has a setup for a water bladder and would accommodate my my platypus very well. You can see there's an opening in the top to let the water bladder out and a pocket for it, which I, again, am not using. You got some clips in here, some mesh pouches, very durable bag, cinch side. All the Mountain Smith bags have various layouts on the back of them. Some have little webbing tucks for trekking poles. This one has an array that I've got some carabiners on. I'm a big fan of carabiners because you never know what and when you're going to want to clip something on your pack. Mesh backing, again, to keep the heat off of you, but no firm, rigid frame to push it away from your back. Very good bag, available at Amazon right now for about $89. I think I spent less on than $89 on it, and I probably had a gift card at the time. So next, I would reference my my current day pack, which is made by Platypus. It is the Platypus Duthi AM 15 hydration pack. This was my choice as a simpler day pack for one major reason, and that was I'm a motorcyclist, and what's cool about this bag is that it will easily carry, and I'm not sure if there's a picture of it on here, a motorcycle helmet. So not seeing a picture on there, but this front unclips and you can roll it through the visor opening on your helmet and carry a helmet very easily. So if I was riding my bike wearing my helmet, I wanted to carry a second helmet, and I didn't have the side cases on my bike, I could easily carry another one on here. This has a rigid framed back and taut webbing to keep the pack away from the mesh, allow air to flow behind it. As you can see, this is very similar. So this bag has a separate compartment for the water bladder. So the bag is engineered by the same company that manufactures the water bladder, Platypus. They put two hooks in here to keep it from moving around. Same zip off top, easy to clean. Really liking that idea. And just not as big of a pack as the Traverse for carrying all the gear I need during the day. So I've got space in here for trail snacks. I keep pretty much every bag laid out with an adventure medical kit, just all in one, general purpose first aid equipment. That way I don't have to think about it. If it's always in the bag, I know that I can rely on always having that. Remember, if you ever have to get that pack out when you get home to restock the things you use so you don't get caught without the sledge. The next item I used in Utah was the Black Diamond Momentum climbing harness. This lists currently on REI for $54.95, gets you a $5.50 dividend. Just like the picture, very comfortable harness. I hadn't worn a harness in a number of years. This is a lighter weight, less expensive harness. You can pay over $100 for one. I didn't think I needed to spend that kind of money, but still wanted the protection of wearing one with a rope. I simply took this, fashioned a 10-foot section rope with two figure-8 knots on the end with a locking carabiner on the front of me, and then one that I could latch onto the chains climbing Angel's Landing. You've got accessory rings for additional carabiners on the back, and the Black Diamond stuff comes in a nice mesh bag so you can compress it all and fit it easily into your pack. If you want to make a rig for more of a safety line than general purpose climbing with rope, REI also sells climbing rope in 1-foot sections. So I wanted 10 feet. You go on that item, which I can pull up here, and basically you're selecting a quantity of 10, and they will, this is PMI Easy Bend Sport 11 millimeter static rope. This is exactly what I used on Angel's Landing. It's 85 cents a foot. So you put one of those in your shopping cart and then change the quantity of the item to the number of feet REI will cut the rope to the length that you want to use, and then they will burn the ends and melt them for you and wrap them. So you've got the section of rope at the desired length you want, ready to go. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe below. See you the next time.